back to Tadhack, Romania, in Bucharest, with some amazing hacks and some amazing developers that are ready to astonish the whole world with what's being produced in Bucharest, Romania. This is the first edition of Tadhack. I hope to see everyone participating this year in the next edition to be like a tradition of developing the programmable telecom community. So, we've got Dan and Valentin with the smart farm.
Yep.
I'm being more enthusiastic than you guys are. That's something wrong. It's your app, it's not mine. So,
okay.
A solution for remote farm monitorization and control.
So, in these 2 days, we've come up with this smart farm idea. As stated in the first slide, it's a solution for remote farm monitorization and control. And let's start with the problem. What is the problem that we're trying to fix here? Farmers in Romania not only have to commute long distances for to check soil conditions or water level in watering tanks, and here we have Valentin. His parents are agricultors, farmers.
30 kilometers.
Yeah, they have a farm. They have a farm that is 30 kilometers from their village, and they have to go through rough terrain every day to check on soil conditions, to see if everything is fine there. And this problem is common in the village. Almost half of the farmers there have to do the same traveling almost every day, all summer long. So what we should do to solve this problem? Let's just build a...
So now Days will solve Romanian agricultural problems. Let's see how.
Let's begin with like a simple like mind setting statement. We build a, I don't know, IoT thing that connects to a server, sends some data. You build a nice interface there. Farmer can access it, look over what happens there, and if there is need for him or for another person to be on the farm. But what is the catch? Like, it sounds really simple. You build like some sensors, put there over there, they send data. The catch is that the farms are situated kind of far from any lockable area, and only signal that you can obtain there is from GSM, so there is no such thing as connecting to internet and sending data to a server. So this is the place where Days came to solve our problem. We have only GSM signal coveraging, so we can just send this data over a SMS message and get the data to Days, and then Days is send it to our server, and from it we can do an interface that we'd like to visualize the data and all that kind of stuff.
Right, so SMS is the channel that can be used in your scenario.
Because you don't really need a video stream or images or something like that. You just need some numbers.
A small amount of the data.
Yeah, numbers are really kind of the data itself. It's really small. Like.
Right, and another reason is that I've seen the statistics, and Slack has a very, very slow adoption rate among farmers. I mean, I've never seen a farmer on Slack, so they need SMS, right?
Yeah. Good one. What would be the cost for all this thing? You would imagine like all this complicated electronics, all this sensor. You'd imagine like thousands of euros for just a farm to be monitored. In fact, it's not really like that, and all this IoT thing, it's kind of buffed up in costs only because it's new or something like that. We could easily get out with a Raspberry Pi Zero some GSM models that sense the data, a battery, a solar panel in case the farm hasn't a wall plug, you know. And by connecting a GSM model, you are still left with 23 input-output connections. So you have 33 sensors, type of sensors, or another ports
GPIO,
to...
right?
Yeah, to get the data you needed from from the farm, and you can notice from this cost slide the biggest
cost is
for
the
is
humidity sensor.
Yeah, no, not the humidity sensor, but the cables that go.
Can you use LoRa or some other radio?
Yeah, we thought that, but the cost in the final would be the same, and you would have again to power every device separately, or have a battery there and switch the batteries once in a couple of months, which again takes time, effort, and.
But you need to take all that cables out when you go with the tractors and do some
nasty
stuff there.
It really depends, because if you have like a winery, you could place it near the bush or something, and you won't get with a tractor over it. In case of like wheat or
if I'd had a winery, I'd be very happy. So
yeah, you won't have problems there.
So it's $600.
Yeah, for
it's the fuel for your parents for 3 months.
Yeah,
something like that, right?
So in terms of costs and scalability, it's really a solution. And this is like an interface what we come up in these 2 days.
So it's
so we
a
have
screen from your app.
Yeah, it's a really app. It's communicating with the web server.
Very nice.
We made a backend solution for acquiring the data from the SMS. We sent a couple of SMS messages, yeah, and all this data is sent from SMS from a phone. Like it's the same thing as the Raspberry would be in the field.
Right.
So the benefits are really showing here off. You could see when the crops are failing, when you have to resupply water in your tanks, and you can find out what are the best periods for some agricultural activities. If there is like a windy day, you can't go and spray the winery, for example, with some pesticides, because the wind will just take those, spread them on near locations or something like that. So we implemented a modular system, so you can split your farm in parts. Like the Valentin's parents have apples and walnuts.
Good to know.
Yeah, apples and walnuts trees, and they also grow some tomatoes and potatoes near those fields of trees. And by pressing this wrench button and the information button, you can set up all the things. If you press the information buttons, you can see the data directly from the sensor. This data is pseudo collected because we send the SMS messages. You can see like the data over the 6 days. We can output sun brightness, humidity, wind direction and speed, water consumption and temperature, and all that stuff is under the $600.
For winery, the sugar level is essential, so keep that in mind. It's sun plus some sugar in the grapes, otherwise.
So this is like
won't help you.
this is like the first 3 graphs, and we have another 3 graphs for all these points that we
data is generated, right?
Yeah, randomly. But yeah, but in a real world application, if you have all this data from many farms, you can even make some predictions in the future for crop quality and overall profitability of this farm and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, you can even integrate it with some weather APIs to be able to
send some
integrated alerts. Right.
And you can do all this thing backwards from the server to farm, so you actually can control your farm from distance. We integrated this slidey thing to prove that concept. You can select a target humidity of the soil, and if the soil humidity passes below this target, the aquaponics system is started to water the plants or the winery or what you have there. this is kind of like our concept and the demo that we work on for these 2 days.
It's very impressive, and it's something that might help our farmers, right?
Yeah, yeah, because it's really expensive to build a connection to a location, and then like even if you make a 3G antenna, it's still really expensive. But a GSM antenna is covered like almost everywhere you can send a message and
You
make
had a
a
slide with your architecture previously?
Yeah, somewhere here.
Some questions now.
Yeah.
So, where is your smart
Okay,
Raspberry Pi? Or
so Smart Farm is the Raspberry Pi with a GSM model sending a message from.
So the Raspberry Pi it needs internet access?
No.
So basically, if the Raspberry Pi is communicating with your server through SMS messages,
Yeah, yeah,
you
right.
can code some kind of protocol over SMS, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got your own type of messages that you parse in the server,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
XML stuff, something like that.
Yeah.
JSONs, whatever, right?
Yeah. So it's like replacing internet to a slower version to
Right,
SMS.
this is TCP over SMS for short.
Yeah.
We've got these two guys rewriting the internet protocol, TCP over SMS, for countries like Romania and some other countries.
Yeah.
Where we don't. But actually, we have a good coverage of internet access. So this project might be very, very useful in countries like like Africa or some other developing countries where the penetration of GSM is wider than the penetration
3G,
of 3G. So it's very useful not only for Romania but even from, I don't know, we have to check the list if we have some other Tadhacks in developing countries that might need your app. You might, after this event we might actually get requests of implementation.
Nice. So this is the team that have worked on this project.
Where is Sandu?
Well, Sandu has.
He's the backend. We like the backend.
He's in the back.
He's in the back.
Yeah.
So you guys at the front, you're here.
Yeah.
He's now processing the SMSs.
Yeah.
They open the envelope, look at the TCP message.
And write it to the server.
And they are writing now.
Right. Yeah, you could also send it like with pigeons, and Sandu would take the message from the pigeon and.
Yeah, right. So this will be on the next edition, and Tadhack we have some, pigeons with. Good. Very, very impressive, and it's I don't know. Have you Googled it up? Is there any protocol sending messages over SMS? Trying to emulate a communication protocol?
Not really, but I've seen some smart farms, type of projects, but they all need the internet connection.
Internet connection, right?
Yeah.
So basically, at some point in time, whole world will be there, but basically what you guys are trying to do is to cover the gap.
Right now.
You're trying to cover a gap between what will be in the next 50 years and what is now. If anyone wants to do it now and it doesn't have 3G, then that's your option.
Yep.
That's his option. You are his option, right? Thank you very much. Do you have any questions, George or Edward? No questions. Thank you. I hope you guys will participate in Tadhack next year.
Yeah, sure. It was a fun experience.
Then we can do maybe MPLS over USSD. Or I don't know. We'll figure out something. Thank you again.
Right. Bye.